Welcome to Stories from the Underground with Nato.
And Laura, hello.
Yes, Stories from the Underground. What is Stories from the Underground? So, the thing about Cloud Underground is we are a collection of companies, and there are always other people starting companies around us. So, these days, uh, we've had our time, building our businesses and things like that, and now our members have been building their businesses, and we also help many other people grow their businesses. So not everyone's necessarily starting a new business. So we're just pretty much surrounded by business owners, whether they're just getting started or they've been in it for quite some time now. So what you're looking at here, one thing that I will say about Stories from the Underground is this is our very first show that we've decided to do end to end, all the way from a tool that we completed just last year. So just to kind of show what that is a little bit, is we have this thing called the Nexus Creator Vault. And if you've been following us for a while, you've seen that we do all kinds of things. But what this is it allows you to basically automate all of the boring things in your business. So if you're building a business and you're just like, I don't really want to do all of these things all of the time, or at least all by yourself, or maybe you don't want as big of a team, or you don't want to have to keep hiring people all the time, you can automate all of those boring things and automate more time into your day. So basically, this is a whole little desktop environment where we are quite literally creating our entire show, which I'll show you what that looks like briefly. We are creating our entire show here in a closed in cloud environment where it looks fancy, after we've built the whole thing, and you can, hey, there we are.
Wow.
Wow, you've caught us
How
hiding.
how the meatballs get made.
It doesn't look nearly as nice this way, does it? Anyways, this is an isolated AI-backed AI power. Everyone wants AI everything these days.
AI.
And also we were like, how can we automate even more things than just coding a whole bunch of automation? Let the AI start coding all of that automation too, and we can just stop doing that too. Say, hey, why not? So anyways, with that being said, we are showing the Nexus Creator Vault, which right now I'll stop showing this desktop. The whole purpose of this Nexus Creator Vault is that you can build pretty much your entire business all in this one space, all the way from figuring out what you need in your business with this fancy, complicated thing that I'm not going to describe. But we have this business planner that allows founders and people who are building businesses to be able to come in here and build out your marketing plan. And hey, what's this whole thing about AI? What you put in here actually allows you to train the AI systems that we set you up with. So if you're trying to build like cold calling campaigns, you can go ahead and load up all of that stuff for your cold calls. Or if you're doing email automations and email flows.
Yeah, put your scripts, put your copy in there. Any, if you have specific style guides, those sorts of things, you can load all of that in there and start training your AI so that it knows your brand style, it knows what kind of voice to use, and you can start creating more copy and more marketing assets with with the AI, with the assets that you've used to train it. So.
And Laura's going to show you later as we get through this how you can actually go all the way through like building like your own video business. And so if you're trying to build your own video business or whatever business, a book business, then you can plan out, your campaigns, all of your marketing stuff. All businesses need marketing too, though. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a cloud business, whatever type of business you're building. If it's online, you probably have to plan how you're going to do it. And you probably have to put all of that business planning somewhere where it's easy to track. And then furthermore, if you like working with AI, then, you can come in here and start setting up all of your content. So if you're trying to figure out how to, get pictures of dogs, or trying to learn more about whatever you're trying to accomplish with your business. Then you have a one-stop shop that has all the power and resources that you need to pretty much build an entire business, complete with an API for all of you who want to get real custom and all that stuff. But the real magic sauce is in the planning, because if you don't know what you're planning, then you don't know what you're pretty much going to be capable of doing. Now, for anyone who wants to get involved with what we're doing, we're actually going through a lot of this stuff with members in the dojo. So if you want to join our DevSecOps dojo, if you go to cloudunderground.dev, our website is cloudunderground.dev. You can talk to us in the chat or however have you, but you can always check out how can I join the DevSecOps dojo when you check out our website. And so huge shout out to Jorge Abalo. So we have a new community blockchain thing going on where once upon a time, we as Cloud Underground started the company by building cloud, by teaching cloud. And so people would, before it wasn't just like free and open to everyone, we had to like charge because we couldn't just afford to just start a company without any funding. And so Jorge was one of our first official members of our company and everything that we do. So hold on, we have dog situations.
During the live stream is like the best time for them to play.
Yes, this is playtime.
Be down.
So yes.
Dog life.
Dog life. So we love having dogs. So that is a thing that happens when you're recording with dogs. So anyways, join the dojo to be able to get involved in some of that. And I'm going to actually leave it to Laura to get ready to share a wonderful story from Tales or stories from the underground.
That's right. Okay, so first things first though is I'm gonna well, I guess I'll tell my story first. That's right. So one thing that we talk a lot about at Cloud Underground is this theme of like ideate, innovate, and transform. That like you can come up with an idea and then start like innovating on that idea, and that essentially like leads to transformation, whether that's like in your business or it can apply to like many different things. Of course, it's important to create innovation and to constantly be changing and evolving, because if you're like myself, then like standing still and being stuck in one place is like the scariest thing ever. So it's great to be able to create new things. So anyway, I can't watch you type because it's distracting. Anyway, so a few months ago, well, probably like about 9 months ago now, a friend of mine and I decided that we wanted to start a podcast, and we'd been thinking about ideas for a while, and finally we landed on the idea of following her journey through bariatric surgery. So that was kind of the idea to begin with. And so when I was thinking about how am I going to do this podcast, how am I going to like on the back end, because I was producing and editing and, doing a lot of the, again, like production side of things. And my friend was kind of just showing up and we would talk, and she did a lot of the social media side of things. So it was a good balance, but she did all of that. But I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to produce this? And luckily, Nato and I had been working on this new tool called the Nexus Innovation. The Nexus Innovation. Am I saying that right? The Nexus Innovation. Oh my gosh, I cannot look at this because I'm like, it's tripping me up.
The Nexus Innovation Experience.
Thank you. The Nexus Innovation Experience, which is essentially a business building program that we've created. And the Nexus Creator Vault we've been working on, which is a piece of this. It's like essentially the operating system that you use to create your business. And so that's what we're going to talk about, and that's what we're doing all this in today. So I decided to create, we decided to put some podcasting tools in the Nexus Creator Vault so that I could use it to create my podcast with my friend. And so that's what we did. So I have my laptop here. I'm going to take over this this desktop. As you can see, I have it here, and
Yes.
now I can take over and start driving.
And quick interjection on that. So the thing about what we created is it's designed for teams, so you can work together. So we're actually both in here on different desktops, working together on this production, on this thing that you're watching together. So you can, whether you're in the same room together or not, you can do what we're doing.
Yeah, so we're gonna shrink down this whiteboard because I don't need it. And I'm gonna show you guys some of the tools that we were working with here.
Show desktop.
Show desktop.
They're getting a black screen because you minimized the thing.
Oh, okay. Show desktop. There
Yeah.
we go. Okay. Oh my.
Then
Okay.
minimize that.
Oh, I'm messing everything up. Okay. This is why we need two of us. Okay.
So to show the desktop, we'll just show just the desktop. Okay.
So there are some podcasting tools built into this. I think OBS is a good one as well. As you were saying, that's kind of the production side of things. If you're doing any live streaming or anything like that, which a lot of, you might be doing some special events or something like that, or trying to go live in Facebook or whatever, you can use OBS with something like Teams that you can use to capture your camera. And then I have some cool editing tools in here. So we were recording using Teams essentially to record us talking. You could use Zoom or any tool like that. You can also get a lot more sophisticated, obviously, because it's a podcast. So if you're in the same space, you can easily record together in a tool like OBS essentially. And then I also used in here, Kden Live is an awesome open source editing tool that you can use. So here's Kden. Pull that open. Okay. I don't know what it's trying to do.
Well, that's because I opened something before that
okay.
I closed. So
anyway, so this is Kden. So you can, import your video clips or whatever pictures if you're trying to make something. I think we have some lovely pictures of dogs in here that we can import in, and then you can just drag them into your editor here. And you want this to be 10, 18, 20 seconds long or whatever, you can put it in there. And then this screen over here shows the video that you're editing. So some cool tools in here that you can use if you're a video editor or podcast editor. Of course, if you want, you can do multi-track editing just with the audio. You can delete the video tracks if you're doing just a audio podcast. We did obviously an audio version, but also a video version for our Patreon subscribers. So I did edit all of our episodes with video. And yeah, so honestly, this was the main tool that I used. But one of the beautiful things about the Nexus Creator Vault is that you can work on your project, and then when you're done, you can literally just leave it like this and close out the window on your browser and walk away and come back 2 days later or whatever and open it up, and everything's going to be just like this, just how you left it. And that's the beauty of it, is you don't have to worry about, people coming in and interfering with your work, or your spouse or your kids getting on your computer and messing things up. You literally can just exit out of the browser and go to your personalized URL and open it back up when you're ready to edit.
And if you get up off your desk, you can access it from your phone. And then also, let's say that you work between an office and at home. Let's say you do go back and forth. Whether you're using your home computer or your office computer, because it's this, however you have it securely in the cloud, it literally, you access it straight from Google. You go to Google. Google has the little login stuff. It ties to your Google login, and then boom, you go to your little desktop, and you can go from your desktop to your laptop to your phone to your tablet. And it's right there, and it doesn't. You don't have to have all of the processing power of the big office computer. So I know my dad, he does a lot of content, and he always has to go to the office to use the powerful editing studio computer.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, I'm not sure how I get back to those windows. Oh, here we go.
Which one do you need?
Well, just all of them. The 88 and the whiteboard.
Oh yeah.
We can run through that real fast. I think, yeah, okay, perfect. So yeah.
So maybe I'll ask you, so how did you ideate?
Well, of course, my friend and I had been thinking about doing a podcast for a very long time. And like I said, we kind of just finally found an idea that seemed like the right one, the right idea for a podcast. And then to innovate, I use this Nexus Innovation, or excuse me, the Nexus Creator Vault and Nexus Innovation Experience to basically go from idea to, again, the transformation state, which is like the reality of the idea of creating something tangible and real.
Transform, it became real. So yeah, it goes from an idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like a few conversations, and then the next thing you know, it's like, okay, so it's like we have these life events, and then it's like, well, this could be something that's more than just like a once upon a time in a life. It's like we can transform it into something.
Yeah, something relatable, something
special.
that a lot of people go through, something that could potentially help other people. So, and we have a
Amazing.
whole season out already. So yeah, I'll have to like link that in the comments or something if you guys want to listen to the podcast.
Amazing. So I guess we'll slide to the side here.
I'm sorry too. I was not expecting how how distracting the sticky notes would be for me. It's hard for me to like watch you whiteboarding while I'm talking.
We just have to look.
I gotta
at the
get used to it. No, I was just like, look away.
Why
look
did
away.
I type compliance? So I guess the next story. What is the next story? How did Nato ideate?
Build underground ops.
Actually, it's your turn to build these.
Yes, that's right. I was gonna whiteboard while you talked. See
So
how you like it.
now Laura gets to whiteboard. Let's fix the thing real quick. One sec.
Okay.
So I'm going to get the, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah,
let's
get your lovely face back on there.
Let's get the camera.
Here we are.
The camera-ing back to camera land, and oh my gosh, chaos. Anyways, no. We'll set up like pre-built scenes or something like that one of these days so that it's like not so chaos. Okay, go for it now.
All right.
Wow, so we just learned how Laura pretty much just used this one space to just build an entire podcast, and that can continue to go and grow, and it's one of those things that she can just do wherever. So one of the things that I guess the way a lot of this started is Cloud Underground started with this idea of teaching cloud by building a cloud. And then in that process, we had actually gotten to where we had a functioning cloud, and we were like, well, what's the point of a cloud if we're not going to do something with it? So we might as well have like business with the cloud, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, why don't we launch a dojo built, member built company, and just a whole company made by members of the dojo, ran by members of the dojo. And we decided to call that Underground Ops, which at first was just an idea. It wasn't even called that at first. I think it was called Chaos Engineering Inc. or something like that.
Chaos Labs. And then we
Chaos
realized
Labs.
that there's a lot of other companies called that. So
yeah, lots of Chaos Labs.
fascinating.
Exactly. So then it got to the point where it's turning into a real business. And we're like, oh, this might actually be something that's going to work and monetize.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to see. If people can even see my whiteboarding here. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And so like in terms of us monetizing this idea, we were like, okay, so consultancies, we can totally monetize a consultancy. And so we decided basically to just start teaching members how to get their own clients, how to get their own stuff, how to get their own everything, really. So the idea, in terms of like ideate, it mostly came from just like talking to the members of the dojo. They're like, well, we want to do something with this. And members had been doing things like building like the hip hop sock. So shout out to old Christopher Ballard, if anyone remembers the hip hop sock. It's technically still around. Christopher's still around. But folks would start doing their own work, and then they were able to go and provide consultation to other people who are trying to build cloud companies or run cloud infrastructure. And then, folks started getting real work with the skills. We were like, okay, these consulting skills are getting people actual work. And so I guess in terms of going from ideation to innovation, the way we innovated was, well, let's try to go from this idea that people seem to be able to make money with these consulting skills, and then just lean all the way into setting up things like an invoice portal. We created our own little CRM, which now we're starting to use that CRM that we built, which is always a good thing. Which then that means our members have a CRM that they can use to start managing their customers. So if you end up working with us with Underground Ops, how do you join Underground Ops, by the way? You join the DevSecOps Dojo. And also, if you want your story told on this show, we're going to be telling the stories of those of you who are building businesses and doing your thing. So if you're out there starting a business, doing who knows what that you're trying to accomplish, and you want your story to be told by us, come talk to us and we will share your story here. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing is sharing stories of members, since now you're learning a little more about our story. So anyways, in terms of innovating, we're like, why don't we just make it so that all members can just use our cloud that we made in the dojo to run their whole consultancy. So that was the innovation. And so then that turned into what's called the Underground Nexus. The Underground Nexus is the thing that, what you're looking at right here. It's technically the back end to all of this. So what you're looking at is like the front end to the Underground Nexus. It's like the app layer, the app that you're looking at, managed and hosted and built by Underground Nexus. So the Underground Nexus became the thing that consultants can use to deliver their consulting services. And so, we're basically being our own consulting customers ourselves right now by setting up all of the Underground Ops resources, setting up an Underground Nexus is in the back end of this whole thing. And all of that gives us this engine where we're not only able to stream, but we've got it integrated with AI. We've got a whole setup where AI that we work with can use this entire desktop area you're looking at, all these whiteboards. All of this is data that the AI can learn with you. So this is a space that notice that Laura and I are working together. Now Laura's doing the dashboard. I did the whiteboard. I was doing the whiteboard earlier. You're all watching us work together with this over this thing. And then meanwhile, the AI can help too. So AI, can you help me run my company? I don't know. So we can see. Yeah, what does it want? Oh,
it's valuable asset, it says.
Can help you automate boring things.
There you go.
That's what we're all about here. Automate all the boring things. Can help you with customer service.
Content creation.
Oh yeah. You can.
Wow,
look at all that. It can really. Oh, it's not a replacement for human leadership and expertise, which is why you still need the human.
Gemini. Very
wise. So anyways, yes, you can see where AI can help add value to your business, choose the right AI tools for you. In our case, we have all of that Google ecosystem. Notice that this says Gemini here with the model. We integrate this whole thing with Gemini so that you can come in here and have Gemini learn more about your needs so it can help you, help your customers, help you run your business. And so our idea was that I'll let you continue to take over here because we're at the transformation stage.
Yes.
So the transformation really came from, okay, so we decided to set up this Underground Nexus thing, but it wasn't yet ready for someone to use as a real business. So we're like, where's the transformation here? How is this going to help people like change their lives, really help business owners and things like that? So the transformation came in that now that there is all this automation, the problem was before people didn't have the knowledge to work with so many things all by themselves. One person, their brain couldn't just like hold in all of this information, even if they're like people with PhDs and all that stuff. And so then all of a sudden it's like now we have AI where you can expand yourself. You can expand what you're doing. You can then centralize all of that stuff that you're doing. You don't have to have all of the design skills and all of the science skills. You don't have to write every single email all by yourself, being up all night long writing funnels and emails and madness. And so the transformation for us is automating more time back into our own days running our own company, which has already been a game changer for us. And then our members, now mind you, I've had people ask, why isn't everyone using a lot of the stuff that we use? Well, for one, it's not necessarily going to help everyone, but it's also something that we just completed building a lot of our technologies just last year. Because funding it is a nightmare to build a business and build technologies and things like that. It's a real pain. If anyone's ever done it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't done it, hey, you can learn how to do it by learning from us if you want to. But anyways, the idea was, you know, you're on a hamster wheel when you're running a business. You get so burnt out that you're just like, please help me get my life back and all this stuff. And then on top of that, you get one customer, you have to get another one. You have to get another one. You have to keep getting customers. And then if you want to start hiring people, you really got to keep getting more customers. And it's just this never-ending process. So then that's now, what we do. We help people be able to continue to grow and scale without just sinking all of their time into their business. Because your company can grow and scale and keep growing and growing and growing, and you can keep getting more and more and more time back in your day is kind of our big thing. So that's a lot of what we do with like Underground Ops, is what that whole business is built around, is like, well, if you're doing things like data science, that's probably time consuming. Let's help you get some time back. You do software stuff, let's help you get some time back. You do like CI/CD, maybe you build a SaaS, maybe you just need automation for your non-technical business. Maybe you just need a website. Who knows? You probably need something if you're running a business. Maybe you just don't have good payment processing that's automated, and it's a ton of steps to do your billing. Wouldn't you like to be able to onboard a customer automatically with, you could be asleep, someone buys something, everything that they need, gets completed and fulfilled while you don't have. That's what we like to do. And so that's what we built Underground Ops for, is to be the labor force that actually sits and does the work to help get you set up and stuff like that. So anyways, that's a lot about how we got things started. And then we're going to continue to show, how you can build a business. Everything you're seeing here, there is open source, but you can do this. You're actually seeing the Idea Factory. Idea Factory is basically the closed source version of our open source Underground Nexus. So you can build your own equivalent of our Idea Factory, or you can just use Idea Factory with us. But Underground Nexus is free. And joining the DevSecOps Dojo is free, and you can learn how to do all of these things in the DevSecOps Dojo. Everything's like at our website, cloudunderground.dev. So if we go over to our homepage here, you'll see a button that lets you join the dojo, the DevSecOps Dojo. That's where all the magic is happening.
Yeah, there's also a link in the video description.
Yep, and check out Jorge's project, especially if you don't want to start your own project. You might not be the one to be like, oh, I want to start my own project. Then you can actually join our new dojo community project, where the Underground Ops was the last one. And that's off the ground now. It's a real business. It's running like a real business. And as a result, it actually has much more strict qualifiers. So anyone who did not get in already when we were doing that, you can't just get into Underground Ops anymore. We actually have enterprise clients who we have to be very strict about how that data is handled. And not just anyone can just like dabble in Underground Ops anymore. Not like it was once upon a time when we were open season. But it is open season for a new business. And you can learn about how businesses start if you're not the one who started. So check out Jorge's project, check out Jorge Aballo, and check out the DevSecOps Dojo if you're trying to kind of DIY this stuff yourself. But otherwise, if you're not trying to do it yourself, then check out our services. If you're wondering where to start with our services, we do have a lot going on next week, really, but starting in April 1st. Tell them about what's happening.
Yeah, April 1st, we're going to be doing a complete revamp on like all of our courses, essentially, the Automate Boring Things and Master of the Cloud suite. So we're going to be putting all of those courses on sale starting on Monday just for while we really don't put things on sale in our shop like ever, and it's really just while we're aligning everything and re-updating everything, you can get in at a discounted price again starting on Monday. And that'll just run until all those updates are finished, so probably a couple weeks there. And then if you get into the course now, you'll get all of the updated content as soon as it's available, like everyone else. So, and
chat at us, we respond. It actually goes to all of us.
Yeah, if you chat on the website, that little box that you see in the corner there, it's kind of underneath our faces right now. But,
yeah, and whoever catches, whoever
that
sees
goes
it
directly
first
to
gets
us.
it.
So if you chat there, we're there. And I need to,
Yeah, and they're updates because we haven't. Originally, this was the Zero Trust cockpit before we really knew what people are using this for, and content creation, making like this is a live stream, making a stream from this right now. So that this is really what it's for.
Yeah.
Building your content, and every business needs marketing, all that stuff. So we use it to help you align your business, help you basically get all of your. You could think of this. Nexus Creator Vault is a bit of a brain for your AI, because all of the data that you put in here, your AI can use, and then all of the data that you integrate with your, if you go so far as to join us for the innovation experience where we actually get involved and help you. If you don't want us to help you, you can pay for more of the self-service stuff. So Nexus Innovation Experience is the only one that's not self-paced. Everything else is self-paced. That's really the only difference. So we'll talk more about that, but yeah, we have automate boring things in all of our programs are going to, as Laura said, we don't usually have sales, but they'll be on sale temporarily while we go and do a major overhaul and update to align the courses, around what people are using it for, which is mostly trying to get more customers and help their customers succeed, and automating more time back into their day, especially that gives you more time for customers too. So anyways, I appreciate everyone, and
come back next week for more stories from the underground.
Stories from the underground.
Next Friday, every Friday.
Yay!
Here with Cloud Underground.
Amazing.
All right, we'll see you then.
Yeah.